Has he commented on historical materialism? Dude, I've studied Marx for over 10 years. You don't think I have a billion different things to say about historical materialism? I do. I just think that your dogma of historical materialism, Anglo dogma, is wrong. Historical materialism is not an application of Anglo-Saxon metaphysics. Engels, by the way, was specific in his rejection of Anglo-Saxon metaphysics. Marx was very specific about calling empiricism this collection of dead facts. I just think you're abusing these terms, and you're using it in a way to convey a meaning that was not common to Marx and Engels and Lenin's and Stalin's and Mao's meaning. That's all I'm saying. Sounds like he doesn't agree with it. Why don't I agree with it? Let's see. Since he's diagnosing the left's problem in the West as dogmatic ideology, who's the left? The Marxist left? Yes. Yes, the Marxist left, yes. Marxism ultimately is based on some type of reflexive relationship to historical tradition. That's true. That is true. But as far as the actual objective type of class struggle, I wouldn't say that. I don't think that has really been a problem in the West. I think in each period historically in the West, there's a very clear class struggle that does go on. In the 30s, you had Huey Long, even the New Deal. Not even just the New Deal, but people like Huey Long and all this kinds of stuff, Jimmy Hoffa in the 50s. So the issue isn't with the material class struggle. The issue is with, yes, the Marxist. And by the way, this is a distinction drawn by Lenin. Lenin pointed out that while the class struggle may be objective, this reflexive aspect is up to contestation. And he said, Lenin used the example of how Catholic ideologists were winning over Marxists in some European country. I can pull up the exact quote if you really want to. You want to challenge me on that? Yeah, it is ultimately an issue of how they're using their head and their heart. I don't see what's so idealist about that. Rather than anything material, and what is he going to call material? Atomization, a meaningless catchword. And nothing new, by the way, a meaningless catchword that's more about punk rock, angsty teen, existentialism, or precarity. Another thing that isn't really new whatsoever. Getting in the way of workers' power. Another ideological phrase whose concrete correlate I have yet anyone to show me what that means in the contemporary context. What does workers' power actually mean today? Don't give me a doctrinal or theoretical or abstract meaning of that word, because in Marx and Lenin's time, if you ask them what workers' power is, they show you an example in real life. They show you an example of a real working class movement. You're using this word and it's an ideological phrase. Show me what that means. Don't just use phrases because you've heard them before. Don't use ideological projections in the future. Show me what that means concretely. All we do is deal with concrete reality, dude. Why do you think we talk about Jimmy Dore? Why do you think we talk about all these people who have seemingly nothing to do with Marxism? Because we understand they have a material significance. But your phrases like workers' power don't, okay? Medicare for all and force the vote, those do have a material significance. Workers' power doesn't. It's a phrase. And the thing that Marx, Engels, and Lenin hated the most were phrase mongers, is what they would call them. Okay, let's continue. This looks like